everybody. This is Patty Spencer. I'm downtown Longmont at 527 Main Street, and this is Second Fridays, and this is the night that downtown Longmont has the Second Friday art shows. We've been a part of it at Christ Church International, and we decided we're just going to have a quarantine art show. So we fired up some artists to just make art at home, and we set it up tonight. So we want to give you a little virtual tour of the art here tonight at Christ Church.
Yeah.
This is Intercourt Creative. That's the name of our art initiative, Intercourt Creative. So here we go.
Here we go. So let's walk in.
Come on in. All right, so we just got the art set up tonight here in our gallery, and we just have various artists from our church. And did you want to tell us about this, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in real quick.
He's going to jump in.
So that everybody can see me here.
We'll start off with some acrylic abstract paintings, acrylic pour. Yeah.
So so what we have here is, as you walk into the gallery, the first art that we have here, and I'll take the camera off of this tripod so we can walk around a bit.
Okay.
Is this artwork? My dad, Mark Spencer, he's also our senior pastor here. He's been really getting very creative with doing acrylic pours. So he's done this one, and then this one here was a acrylic swipe. Do we have titles on these? You know?
We're working on a few titles now. We don't have titles on everything tonight.
Okay. So yeah, let's keep walking.
But those are great. They turn out so colorful
there's
and just
lots of color.
Just so much color. So great.
And I think not everything in the gallery this time is for sale, but some of these things, most of them I think are. So.
Okay, some more work by Mark Spencer, and these are acrylic abstracts.
We did this too, didn't we?
We helped, yes.
Yeah, this is
at home. It was a family project, yes.
Yeah, and the whole theme for this show was the quarantine show, right?
Right.
So just the creativity that happened during the stay-at-home order. Mm-hmm. And so this one, I'll talk a little bit about it, was, hey Mom, would you like to hold the camera and so I can talk?
I will do my best.
I just point at me and hold it fairly still. So yeah, hey everybody, it's Matthew. So this one is, we actually, Dad has been watching this artist. He's a British artist named Juarez. I think it's Juarez, I forget his first name. Suarez, thank you. And what he did is he did a piece with 3 canvases that he put all together. And so these are actually all together at the time of the swipe. And so we put some, like 3 different paint blobs, and then we swiped it across the canvas, and we just kind of went this way, that way, this way. And so it's very colorful, and of course now it's kind of a triptych. So we have 3 different pieces there. So that was that one. What are we calling this one? Acrylic abstract. Okay.
It's just really fun.
Yeah. So of course this one's for sale, and the funds are going to go to our ministry. We're raising funds to impact the arts for Jesus. That's our mission. Souls from every nation, one artist at a time. And also, let me just give you a plug too. If you want to show in further shows, reach out to us on our Facebook page, Intercourt Creative. You can reach out to us and say, photo submissions. That's how we do photo submissions. You send us a photo of your piece, and then depending on the show, it might not be themed for it. We'll tell you whether or not. And you can show it or not. But also we do themed shows. So like the last one we did was Open Heaven. So anyway, I want you to look at this here. An artist, I don't know if she's shown before. Can you see it? These rocks. Tell us about these rocks, Mom.
Well, okay, these rocks were made by Nia Chong. I don't know much about how she did them, but I think it's so creative because if you're quarantined and you can't get to an art store, what are you going to do? You don't have canvas, you don't have things to work with, so she worked with rocks, and I think it's amazing.
Yep.
Amazing
Can you see
detail.
it? All right, let's hand off cameras, and I want you to get in the shot there, so that way you can talk about your art. We're going to move on here. So yeah, quarantine art. rocks, right?
So I just tried my hand at watercoloring, and I feel a little bit spoiled because at home, when I look out at my backyard, I get to see the beautiful scenery of our mountains, Colorado mountains. So I did Long's Peak. From my west window at our house,
Yeah, that's really
and
pretty.
some other peaks.
I was telling Mom, this one reminds me, I got some art in Kathmandu, and this kind of reminded me of that because they were like long and narrow. I really liked that one.
And this one I decided, what did it look like maybe 200 years ago when there weren't other houses and things there? So this is kind of like the raw version of what it might have looked like. I finished a piece I started like several years ago, and I had never finished it, so I finished the sunflowers.
I think you put sunflowers in the foreground, right? Because there weren't quite as many. In the
Right.
foreground.
I just filled it in, add a whole lot more. I only had just sparse sunflowers, and I had to match color from way back when, but it worked.
Yeah, I remember this one from a long time ago, and
You're just a
I
little
remember
guy.
you always wanted to finish it. You never got around to it, and this you finally did.
I finally finished it.
See what a quarantine does to you? Or
Yes.
does for you?
And we had some frames, but we did not have a frame for this one. The art stores are closed.
The art stores are closed, yeah. But just kind of saying with this real quick, I really love how this frame is all kind of a barn, like it's not finished. It's kind of, what's the word? The wood is not finished. It's unfinished as weather. That's the
Right.
word.
So we dug around in the garage and found some old frames and happened to have that one.
And
So that
apparently
was
this
great.
one is NFS,
Yes.
not for sale.
Because
Okay.
I like it.
And this one's cool too because you really, this is like a study in clouds, right? You get a real
Right.
close
That
up
is
there.
actually Long's Peak when you can't see Long's Peak.
Okay.
Because
Long's
of the,
Peak
because
is
of the
veiled
clouds.
by the clouds.
It's the same west view, but that was a day when you can't actually see Long's Peak.
Right, moving
Okay,
on here.
moving on.
What's on this table here?
Okay, this
What's
is
on this table?
awesome puzzle work for children that Mark Spencer has made. And
Yeah, he was extremely prolific during this time. Like
he was very
created like
prolific,
30
yes.
of these puzzles, right?
He just was going nuts creating all kinds of stuff. So this is great. These are so fun, so cute, and these are not for sale because they're for our grandchildren.
It's a rooster. Yeah, it's kind of cool how you just kind of put the puzzle together, the seahorse.
There are actually quite a few more at home. This is just
Oh,
a
kids.
representation of
Doing that.
about 30 puzzles, I think, that he's made.
Panda bear. Pretty cool. Oh, and maybe let me talk about mine here.
Shall I hold
Let's
it
do
for you?
a
Okay.
live stream
Okay.
handoff here. Live stream
Hand
handoff. Okay. All right. So, you see me? Hi again.
There you are.
So anyway, these are three. I got real creative to just do some watercolors during this time. I hadn't done watercolors in a long time. I think the last time I did it was during like a power outage one night. But anyway, so this one, it was just kind of a color study. I started out with some really sunsetty colors, and then I was like, hey, I need to just draw a story into this. I love drawing stories and really vibrant colors, and it turns out into like a Hawaiian sunset thing. I'm calling it Polynesian sunset. But you got this guy who's looking off to another catamaran and just holding this big oar. And in Hawaii, when I was there, I saw they make these massive oars out of koa wood, and they carve them, and they're worth like $4,500, $5,000 a piece. They're beautiful. But that's kind of what inspired that. This one was a sunset study, or sunrise, more of a sunrise. And actually, I let people interpret it, but this, I'm calling it Genesis 27, which it's about the creation, when God created them, man and woman, in his image. And so that's what the scripture says, that God created the male and female. So that's just this is like the sixth day of creation. The sixth day of creation, God created man and woman, and that's what it looked like, the sunrise.
I love the sunrise of that.
Yeah, which I'd love to talk about that more. But I think maybe they were created before sunrise. Don't you think God would be so cool to let them see the first sunrise together
Yeah.
instead of having to wait another day? I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then this one is called Multicultural Woman #1, I guess I'll call it. I did a piece a while back called Multicultural Man, which I think is a really cool piece and should be famous. But this one's a multicultural woman, and she's kind of inspired by more Afro facial features, and of course she has kind of a pink eye there and purple hair. Anyway, and Kilimanjaro in the background.
Oh, look at that.
Did you get a close-up of that one?
I would have to jump over the table to do
All right.
that.
Well, let's hand it off,
Okay.
and then I'm going to get a close-up, and then we'll move on and wrap up the virtual gallery here. So there's that one, multicultural woman. I like that one. Okay, tell us what's over here.
Okay, this is work by Christina Farquhar. Now, I wish you were here to actually tell us more details, but I just love what she does with her acrylic pours. And then one of our friends at church had prophetic interpretations for each picture. So that is exciting. I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but Christina thought that was very appropriate and fit very well with her work. So
Yeah, maybe we can have her explain that another time.
yes. But these are very, very beautiful. I love them.
Yeah. So yeah, I see some prophetic. Just we're into the prophetic. There's a place for the prophetic in Christian art, and so it's like this is
Just
the
maybe,
waters being
yeah.
parted, and in the middle of with the orange line is dry, safe ground for us to walk in safety from our enemies that are pursuing us. That's interesting. All right. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, I want to show you these real quick. These are the other rocks that Nia Farquhar created. They're really beautiful. I like that one there, the mountains. That's really cool. Okay.
Okay, another
These are
piece
some
by
more.
Christina.
And these both speak to, this one looks like it says the blood of Jesus being poured out in baptism by fire. And then of course I did, this is another watercolor. It's just a very quick sketch, which I did. Maybe you could hold it and I could explain. So this just signifies, the Passover, where they put the blood of the lamb on the doorpost of the house. And of course, as you guys know, this is really speaking to what happened during the stay-at-home period with the coronavirus. Is that Passover actually happened, and so we, by faith, celebrated Passover and declared and believed that this virus is going to pass over our lives, over our bodies, families, businesses, and just like the Israelites came out of the land healthier and wealthier, we're declaring that too over our lives.
That's right. Well, should we go
All right,
over
so
here?
the final zone for this show.
Okay, now I believe these are created by Sarah Stevens. As a set.
Yeah, she has a real eye for color here. Sarah has a real eye for color. Well, I love how she uses white and then like really brilliant colors with white. And then this one over here is really beautiful. This
Before you go on, I want to point out something. With these acrylic pours, you get these very wonderful cells that pop up.
can you see it? And this one is amazing with all the gold and the blues. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're almost wrapping up the live stream here. Anything else you want to show us today on the live stream?
No, I think just
Yep.
here we are at Christ Church International.
Yep, this is the galleries in the front of our church.
And we're excited that we have a gallery here.
There's Pastor Mark waving back there. There we go. All right. All right, well, if we're done, would you show us out? We
Yeah.
can't stay, right? Because this is a... we can't stay because this is a drive-through gallery.
Okay,
Very
and we would
curbside.
normally just, we may have already said this, but normally we would have had the doors open and had, the gallery opening like all the town usually does on the second Friday. So this is special tonight, and thanks for joining us. Here we go, out the front.
Out the front door.
Go this way or straight? Past the gallery.
Past
Okay.
the gallery.
Here we go. go again.
Get one last look here.
One last look. One last pop of color. Did you show them? Thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun, and we're glad you took the time to watch tonight.